今戻った。マスターはおられるか。下劣な。これ以上フェアリーテイルを侮辱してみろ。貴様らの明日は保証できんぞ。
エルザ。
貴様ら、今は最強の魔導士ギルドを決める。気を引き締めなければならんこの時に貴様らは私のケーキをそこに居直れ切り捨ててくれる。
Okay, so today we have the gorgeous and powerful, the red-headed S-class wizard from Fairy Tail, Erza Scarlet. She is a pop-up parade made from Good Smile. I want to say this at the very beginning, but when I first ordered the figure, I did not check her size, and it wasn't until much later that I noticed the XL in her name, and realized that she was going to be a bigger figure than what I was used to. This was one of the first larger size figures, and I was worried about how it would turn out. However, after it came in and opened the box, I came to really love the figure, and now I kind of want other figures of this size. I even considered buying the Erza freeing bunny suit figure, but I'm gonna hold off on it and think about it further. But I'm really considering it because it looks amazing. Now, Fairy Tail isn't one of my favorite animes, and I know it gets a lot of hate. I can understand it since the story was never interesting to me personally. However, I did enjoy the characters and their interactions, and their fan service is a plus, you know. One of my favorites is obviously Erza, and she was one of the characters I knew I needed to get a figure of when I started collecting them. And I'm so glad I decided to get this one because I love how this figure looks overall. It has been a while since I watched the anime itself, but I do remember loving Erza's magic, and it's probably one of my favorite abilities in the show. The way she could just use different weapons. It was kind of like an excuse to have her wear different armor, different designs. It was just always stunning whenever she pulled out a new armor. I'm glad I managed to find a really good one in her standard armor, which I believe is called the Heart Cruise armor. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Now, this figure costed me around 156 USD, and at the time I did think that was quite expensive compared to other figures I was looking at, which were like below $100. And like I said, it wasn't until much later that I realized it was probably that high because of the size of the figure. And I initially regretted it when I discovered the size, but now I do appreciate it, and now I kind of want more, you know. Now, I do love the coloring of this figure, and I love the feel of her armor. Her pose is alright, pretty standard, but I don't really know what I would expect from a figure of this size. The base is also pretty plain, but I do appreciate it because it leaves room for others to be placed near her. Also came in with bubble wrap, so I had to stop and pop a few before continuing, just to get out of my system. The sword looks cool and feels great as expected. It's pretty easy to put on Erza's hand. As I'm collecting and buying more figures, I started to realize one of my favorite aesthetics is swords in general. I think that catches my eye more than anything. I think weapons in general are something I enjoy, but swords, it's always so pleasing to me. I don't know why. And you can expect me to have more figures with swords in the future. Also, it's fairly easy to put in her base. There are a few times where I do struggle placing the figure down, but this one was simple. So I'm glad for that. If there was any other character I would love from Fairy Tail, it would be Juvia. and hope she gets her own release similar to this figure in the future. Although it doesn't seem likely since she isn't as popular as other characters in the show, but one can hope. Now the figure is roughly 16 inches with the base, or a little below 16 inches. And a quick showcase of the figure. Here we go. I really do like this figure more than I anticipated, and like I said before, now I have the urge to buy other figures of this size, but I don't know who that'll be. But now I'm on the lookout for that. And finally, the picture portion. And that's pretty much it for this figure. It was fairly easy to unbox and to assemble everything. She looks absolutely stunning. And that'll be it for this video. Thank you for watching and goodbye. Until the next one.